Assalamualaikum guys, welcome to another Dragon Ball FighterZ character breakdown. This time breaking down Goku Black, the mid part of my team and one of my main characters as well. So he's got a ton of buffs to his name for the last few patches. Let's see if he's a really good character now. So following our usual template for character breakdown, first we'll go through his specials, then proceeding into buttons and block strings, then neutral, and then finishing off with assist. So first up is going to be the cornerstone for attack button special. This is the God Slasher. The God Slasher is a move that you have access to both in the air and on the ground, and it's like a full screen lariat. Like every one of the bands will travel full screen, which is a pretty good thing to have. The light will not give you any sort of knockdowns, but like the medium and the EX variant will both give you a sliding knockdown. Yeah, both of them give you the same amount of sliding knockdown. As for the startup, the light variant is of course the fastest starting, and then followed by the EX variant, which is also the fastest starting. Both of them starts at 13 frames, and then there's the medium variant. The medium variant being the slowest out of them all, starting at 20. The EX and the medium will both travel over your opponent, even a standing opponent, and therefore, like at some point, their key blast will start to miss, and even that's true for both the medium and the EX. So like at that point, your opponent can 2H you or like even super dash at you at that point. So the EX variant is now a first frame anti-air, and the medium variant a 4th frame anti-air. Therefore, you can use the EX variant to actually now escape the meaty setups in the corner and everything. And even if they super dash at you now, they'll actually be like, I mean, you can actually, like, even though the key blast parts are like super dashable, but like mid part the anti-air just kicks in and they're just stuck in your face, like waiting to get sliced. And yeah, that's the new buff that he got. Other than that, there is nothing much to talk about. Also the fact there is like the medium variant really doesn't like track or something, like it will just like travel its own distance. But the EX does like try to track to some extent, and like based on if they are like in the air or in the ground, it tracks like accordingly, or at least tries to do the best of its abilities. And as I've said before, the aerial variants are the same as well, like the speed and everything, and like they're going up and everything, you know. The caveat to the aerial variant is that both the medium and the EX variant lose their anti-air property. Therefore, they're just a normal God Slicer, and there aren't any anti-air properties stuck to the aerial variants of the medium and the EX variant, which is kind of a bummer, but that's how it works. Only the grounded variants have anti-air properties, possess anti-air properties, unlike the aerial variants. As you can see in the invincibility doesn't show any sort of anti-air properties. So that's another thing you gotta keep it in your mind. Okay, like it tries to go up as much as it can, but like it will not go down, so that's one thing you need to be careful about. And yeah, with that we are done with the God Slicer. Then the quarter circle back attack button special, which is the instant transmission. Like this is the coolest move in the entire game. I don't care what anybody says. So Goku Black will teleport to your opponent's head and remain airborne for some sort of aerial option, and he tracks like to the head of the opponent, so which is the stupid and annoying part about it. But the light variant will like go to the opponent. The medium variant will like get away from the opponent if you're like close to them. Then it'll keep you much more airborne than the EX or the light variant, and it will keep you much more far away. This is like to allow you to escape. And the EX variant, being the fastest of them all, or like having the least recovery frames, like will cross your opponent up, even in the corner as well. There is no exception to that. And with the new changes, Goku Black can now float around as well, because like he did a special move, so he's now airborne and he'll be able to float around. Like that's true for both the variants, and I mean not both, all of the variants. And like this allows for the like famous Goku Black stuff, like doing the EX variant thing. So that mix is also like a thing now. I mean much more of a major thing. So that's the real help that Goku Black gets. And of course, as I've said, like it will try to track to the best of its abilities, but like since like the track is pretty slow, so you're not going to be catching people with this or like be even close to them, to be honest, like because the tracking is way too slow. And with the medium variant, it's like not even a question. The EX variant maybe, but you're gonna have to time it a lot, and like you're going to have to be jamming the buttons hard to be able to catch them. But yeah, I mean, it's not that bad, you know. But yeah, and that's the what do you call that, the instant transmission. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, the instant transmission also like keeps you in a good position to like go for cross up mixes really easily, and like you're able to do easy cross ups or like fake it out into a same side. This is also like true for the instant transmission even more, like with that. And like due to the new changes with the float mechanic, you can even like make sure that you do not go too far away while you're doing the cross up. Before, this was an issue because like Goku Black doesn't have like a Vegito 5M, therefore he cannot convert it from a cross up. Like normally, like it gets like point blank cross ups get a little bit hard to convert for Goku Black because like he travels way too far and sometimes it will not reach for like the smaller hitbox characters. So now this is kind of fixed with the instant transmission and float mechanic. So like you can just float, you can like keep your float on while you're like doing the air dash, and you'll be able to stay close to your opponent while you cross up and you won't mess up your cross up. So that's also another benefit that Goku Black receives after the buff. So the same thing, the same input that if you apply into the air will change into the God Fierce Kick or the black dive kick, as we like to call it, because like who calls it a God Fierce Kick, but whatever. So like Goku Black will like dive with the kick from full screen, like it'll reach from like it doesn't really miss, and like unless you're above super jump height, then you might be able to go above the opponent. But like from a super jump height or like even a not a jump height, the jump height will actually keep you like right in front of the opponent and like ripe for punish. But like from a super jump height, you're able to like reach your opponent, and like it's depending on which part of the hitbox or body that you hit your opponent, you'll get an appropriate like minus frames to that. Because like if you hit the entirety of your opponent's body, then it's -4. But if you like hit a leg or something, then it'll be much more lower. Like if you manage to hit the toe, then it'll be -1. So yeah, I know how that sounds, but yeah. And the fastest variants of course are the same, like starting at like 14 frames. That is the light and the EX variant. The medium variant, being the slowest out of them all, starts up at 18 frames. And on hit, the light variant will not give you anything. It is just a simple simple hit stop or something, like no animations and anything. The medium variant will give you a huge wall bounce, like which you're able to convert only in the corner without any issue, without spending resources, that I mean. And the EX variant will you're able to convert from anywhere using a super dash. The other aspect that this move gives you is in the fact that it will give you a jump. It gives you your jump back and your super dash. So like even if you start with the super dash, you can still get your super dash back by doing a dive kick combo, and dive kick will give you one of your jump or like one of your jump back and your super dash back as well. It basically makes it like that you return to the ground or something in a way like that, but only the medium and the heavy variant, not the light variant. The light variant does not give any sort of stuff like that, even if you're in the air or if you've like used both jumps or something. For the light variant, that is not true. And as I've also mentioned, like it also will not give you any sort of like sliding out or something. Like it will only just give you a soft bounce or something off of the wall. So that's the God Fierce Kick or the dash kick for Goku Black, which you do by quadruple for aerial input. Yeah, that's about it for the dive kick. Another quadruple forward special button first is the quadruple forward special button, which is the Kamehameha, or as it is dubbed, the Black Kamehameha. But it's just a normal Kamehameha, like nothing. There is nothing special about this. Starts up at 18 frames and like unsafe as hell, and also like true on vanish as well. That's the Black Kamehameha. The quadruple back special variant of it is the Binding Black Kamehameha. Basically, Zamasu appears full screen, like from full screen, Zamasu will appear and will grab your opponent and you fire a Kamehameha. So yeah, and like his other beam, he's also able to like jail into vanish as well. And also like the new thing that every character in the roster got as well is the like ability to like confirm of a super dash or some like confirm with a super dash. So for both his Kamehamehas, he's able to like convert into a super dash, and with the binding black Kamehameha, he can also even end it in a stunning knockdown with a normal combo as well. And yeah, I mean like only in the corner, by the way, just to be clear. And yeah, that's about it for the entire arsenal of Goku Black. So I want to add a bit about super. Like first of all, the quadricycle for super dash button super, the holy grenade, is like a full invincible move from frame 1, and it's actually a foolproof DP. So like it's a foolproof DP, and you'll be able to even escape meaty situation like a normal DP, but it's a 1-bar DP, so it's a bit different than that. And with the level 3. So with the level 3, I want to discuss the Oki in the sense that like the EX Oki is actually like a meaty Oki after the level 3. So if you do the EX and then heavy, you'll get a meaty Oki anywhere in the screen, like and the cross up as well. So that's like a benefit. And once they understand that they won't be able to 2H, you have the option to like cross. You have the option of making them respect the Oki. And by making them respect it, you can go for the cross-up Oki as well. So yeah, that's the things that I wanted to mainly discuss. Then moving on to the buttons and block string, Goku Black has a good amount of buttons, but like he lacks in the mix department as usual. Let's say, I mean like the high-low mix department at least. So starting with the jab is a good jab. Like starts up at 6 frame and is -2 on block, like only 2 by the way. And also like it actually is like a -19, so like a frame less than other jabs. Like other jabs start at 20 frames of recovery. So like Goku Black can actually like in vanish situation, this allows him to like be able to block like 4 frames reversals in time. Like for example UI Goku's embodied light, the quadricycle back heavy, he can block that even after whiffing a jab. Like he's fast enough. The only other character that can do that is Vegeta, base Vegeta, that is. So that's one thing that he has to it. The range is not that much, like it's decent. I mean not that even decent, like it's standard, very standard. Like it's about like what 10 frame 7 to 8% of the screen, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Then the follow-up variant is the everybody's famous button, like I mean everybody's favorite button is the like whatever. I mean like it reaches from a lot far and people like it, that's why. So and also is one of the reasons that people call us like a scrub or something. But yeah, it's the second follow-up, and the second follow-up is also safe, and the third follow-up is also safe as well. The thing that makes Goku Black auto combo a bit strong, or like a bit scrappy to say by the layman's term, is the fact that it can reach a lot and like even can catch backdashes after vanishes. And if you like range it, like I mean like if you like hit it from its maximum range, then you can even like reduce its frames down to 0, and even then it's just -5, so it's pretty safe. Like you can stagger it all to your heart's content. And the last hit of the auto combo is also safe, so you can just block in time, and it doesn't have any sort of invincibility like Super Saiyan for Gogeta or something. Just keep less invincibility, which is like whatever, like who cares? You're not gonna be like using that like anytime soon. And then there is the crouching light. The crouching light is actually not a low. Unfortunate. It starts up at 7 frames and is 0 on block, and is like he hits mid. He has like double follow-ups. Starts up at 7 frames as I said, and like it's 0 on block. So you're able to freely reset your pressure, dash up, and do something along the lines of whatever you want to do, I guess. So like yeah, this allows for some, I mean, pressure reset stuff. And the caveat about it is that you can go into the direction of like crouching light into light, then light crouching light, but after the second hit you cannot like do the crouching light, which is kind of sad to be honest, but yeah, that's how that works. And then there's the medium buttons. The medium buttons have gotten a bit of a decent buff to it, and like it's now able to like reach from about just a bit after, I mean like from about 20% of the screen, like just a bit lower than the round start distance. And this is kind of appreciated, like this helps Goku Black to like confirm his cross-ups much more better than before. But even then it's still like not the best at this still, because like he still will whiff like instant cross-ups. So yeah, on smaller characters you can definitely expect that to whiff, and like he'll be having trouble, like as I've said, as you just saw, like trouble like this to confirm because it whiffs simply. And yeah, it's a bit of a issue, but like it's whatever. And with momentum, I guess you can get it out to like around 40% of the screen somewhere, I guess. Not even, like 35%. Yeah, 35% of the screen to 30% of the screen. That's your best bet. Yeah, around like 30% of the screen, not that much of a buff. Yeah, he doesn't really have that far-reaching button. I mean, far-reaching medium button. Then the crouching medium. This is like the I mean, this is whatever. Like this is just a normal crouching medium. Like it has a range of like pretty point blank, around like 15% to 20%, 15% to be honest. 15% of the screen, and like it's safe. The only good part about it is that safe. It's -4. But it's 11 frames, so like just a frame too much to like not be a part of a you know, high-low situation mix, you know. At least that's what the FGC experts say. So like yeah, nothing really special about it, and like it's kind of unremarkable to be honest. Like the range isn't that much, and like it barely reaches, but you can do the double to him because like it's only -4. So that's the, I guess, feature that Goku Black now only possesses because his frames are the lowest in terms of in a 2M. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's it's unimpressive, but it's an unimpressive button. But the fact is that this is the only low elite arsenal, so that's also that. Then there's the heavy button. The heavy button is pretty huge, like being able to reach from round start distance and even a bit more, like from like about 30 to, I mean, I guess around 30 to 35% of the screen. Yeah, like around 35% of the screen to like mid-range characters or like something like that. And with momentum, you'll be able to buff it up to like around 50% of the screen. So yeah, like confidently you can like hit it from like 50% of the screen, and like then you can just whip a key blast and stuff like that. That's the infinite Blockstring kind of, but like kind of useless. That's the infinite thing that Goku Black can do, but it's useless because like if the super does at you, then you're kind of cut. So I don't really know. And yeah, it's kind of decent, and like it's a normal heavy, as also like it also has like 10 frames of disadvantage no matter from how far you like initiate it from. So like from close and far it's -10, unsafe, and starts up at 14 frames, barely a part of a true block string. And yeah, that's about it. And then there's the special button. I mean, then there's a down heavy. This is the 2H of a god, as we like to call it. It has a huge range, and it's 15 frames now, therefore like it's part of a true block string now. Before it wasn't. So that was an era. So it's got a massive reach, and like massive reach in both horizontal and verticality combined, not like just having vertical reach and no horizontal reach. It's a much more of a balanced reach. I mean, balancedly overpowered reach in terms of a 2 heavy, down heavy, that is. So that's why it's called the 2H of a god. Like it reaches pretty far up, and also like has got decent enough of like horizontal hitbox as well. So you can like always what do you call that? Always get a good 2H in, like from preemptively. If you read it, like it's got definitely a really good hitbox, and that's why we like to call it. Like he wasn't even like close to me before I 2H. Like I can like 2H from like about when he's like 50% of the screen. When I see him like at 50% of the screen, I don't need to time it that much because like the 2H is pretty good. So yeah, the 2H is a really good hitbox, and like it's really reliable and everything. So with that, we're done with the heavy button. Then there's the special button. The special button got a kind of a buff to it. The special button is now faster, starting up at 13 frames, and like on block it will now also send out a key blast, therefore like reducing your negative frames to much more less. Now you can also like set up like much more easier plus frame stuff and stuff like that. So like before it was much more meticulous, but now you can do something like that, and you can even make the mix much more potent. But yeah, it's not that potent because like you're still -6 after the key blast, like point blank. So not that good. Yeah, like, and it's pretty slow. I mean, like the key blast, like for the +20, the key blast is pretty slow. Like it doesn't even register. So yeah, I mean, in that case, it's different. And like, and on hit, the key blast won't come out, and like on hit, you get a like normal normal standing, normal slash, and something like that. So yeah, that's about it for these grounded buttons. The aerial buttons are also pretty good. Like they have a pretty good horizontal hitbox, and like they are pretty big as well. And like especially the light button is decent. Like it has got a decent enough hitbox and like pretty fast 6 frames. Doesn't have that much of a downward hitbox, and even like and also like hasn't got that much of a range, and like it's pretty easy to weave like for some reason, like because I think maybe it's because fast or something. The medium button is also and like it's like not so normal category, but like you can definitely like snipe out super dashing and stuff like that, I guess. So it's not that bad in that sense, and like you're able to like stay like to a decent amount of range and like get like a conversion and stuff like that. But yeah, it's decent. And then there's the medium button. The medium button I feel like is the annoying button of it all, because like the hitbox has been like improved a bit, and like I just have issues with the medium. Like the medium is good, but at the same time not, because like it makes cross-ups difficult and everything, like on smaller characters. Like it's a mixed bag. But like yeah, it's got decent range, I guess, in that instance. But like other than that, and fast as well, of course, it's also fast. And like yeah, the annoying part about it is the downward hitbox. It doesn't have that good of a downward hitbox, like unless you're like really on their nose. Like its downward hitbox is lacking, and like stuff like that really happens a lot. Like you can, like, let's say if you just delay a bit, then then it whips completely, and it really lacks a downward sort of hitbox, like as you can see like that. So like yeah, in like smaller characters, this lack of downward hitbox kind of like messes you up a lot, and that's the issue that I really have with this button. The heavy is a really good button. Like it's got a really good hitbox. It's pretty girthy. It's pretty tall as well. Like it's able to like really leech from like, and got a really good active hitbox, and like it's pretty big. Like it's big and everything. It's pretty good. In that instance, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty not user friendly, rather noob friendly, and it's got like decent amount of range. Even the 6M is also this animation. This also like allows you to like get the range 6M and stuff like that. It's from very far. You can reach from very far and like get the plus frames. So that also helps. And like even in like do the the ID backdash stuff, like the ID backdash heavy. Haha, I converted. And yeah, it's pretty good. That's the point. The heavy is the down heavy is the like just used for combo thing. It's just the absolute worst. And as you've already seen in the medium is like I can't even do proper like proper conversions with it, because like it retains momentum and like goes backwards. Like it's a really painful down heavy, not gonna lie. Like it's just there so that you can just somehow do combos, nothing else. It's not good. It's just not good. And yeah, with that we are done with the buttons. Now I'll be showing you some block strings, like especially the spacing ones. First of all, you can get you can like space them out like that, then get the key blast in, which is like the season 0 Goku Black stuff, or something like that. Now you can just do something along those lines. Before we used to space them out like this, like using buttons and then get the key blast out. But now we have the option of like just doing that. But this is much more of a better mix, because like your mobile much more earlier, rather than like if you do something like this, it takes much more longer to get mobile. And like because it's like hitting the opponent, it's the problem remains that you like get the leave later. So, and that causes some issue. And yeah, there's also another button that I completely forgot about, which is the down special. The down special is like a replica of like Android 18, and like starts at 30 frames, give you +5. That's about it. Like it's not useful at all. Like they can just super dash or even 2H you. Like I'm not even kidding, they can literally 2H you because it's so damn slow. Like a 2H starts at 13 frames. Like even in a even in a blockstring situation, like it's so damn slow, they'll be able to just 2H you, because the 2H start around like 15 to 13 frames. So yeah, and it's 30 frames, so I don't really get it. So like yeah, it's kind of useless, and like doesn't really help Goku Black at all. Like maybe you can reset strings, recent strings or something like that, like after heavies and stuff, but not for me. So yeah, going back to the blockstring section, so like we could like space them out and do something like that. This is much more better like to do mix and stuff, because like your mobile much more earlier rather than if you let the blade hit, the special blade that is. If the special blade hit, then it takes much more time for you to get mobile, and like they'll be able to challenge you much more easily or see whatever you do coming. And rather than this, and for a true block string, like you just have to go in the order like this, and then you can either opt for a Kamehameha or do an instant transmission, and like stay away from them, be safe. Or like you can now do a mix like that, which is you can now do the solo mix kind of, because like the key blast is there to push them or something like that. So you can like do mix like that and stuff. But the thing is like timing, because like there's a sort of delay for you to like wait and like for the key blast to come out. And then if you like mess that timing up, then the mix kinda goes to waste. So and you'll be free for 2H. But like with the new EX transmission, you can just block in time. So that's the benefit. I mean, like blessing in disguise, I guess. But the other thing is like the key blast now also adds the element of surprise. You can just like command grab them if they try to reflect early, and like in a normal block string you can actually not get the command grab in. And I mean the command grab is slow for you to be able to get it anytime soon, but like now the thing is like there's a aspect of like whether they should reflect early or not. So something like that, as like the key blast almost looks like it's gonna go through them, but before it can do that, you just cancel the command grab, and like it works as a sort of a mix for you. And as I've also shown you in the corner, you can also get that solo mix, but which is much more riskier. You'll have to like get them conditioned first before you can do that, because they can super dash or like do other stuff. So you gotta like condition them a bit. And with that, we are done with buttons and block strings. So moving on to neutral. Neutral is the aspect that Goku Black I feel like is absolutely godly at, and like I've always thought he was really good at neutral. Now he's even better. But the first reason being is the key blast. The key blast has like two things going to it. Like he has a forward key blast, which is much more faster. Like the one from full screen doesn't even register like to how slow that is, but like the faster one like reaches within 32 frames like in full screen, and like a up close much more faster like at 13 frames. Like it's much more faster than that. And the thing that got buffed is like the property of the key blast is now because like Goku Black cannot really fire like consecutive key blasts pretty fast. Like in terms of speed he's pretty slow, but the property of the key blast now shot up to Broly level key blast, like key blast that can go through other non-prioritized key blasts. That's the thing that he got to his name. And like he can literally just now like tank key blast, like you can really start really late and even be like even beat like all of the key blasts. Like even Vegeta Axis like is nothing compared to like this. So like no matter whatever you guys do, like so like Goku Black is like the absolute best at this. So yeah, like his neutral is just amazing now. So like they can throw key blast, but you can just run through the flurry of key blast while having your own potato shield from key blast. But the thing is that like it will only trade with, let's say, someone like Broly. Like with Broly it will just trade one of the key blasts. So like that he's still kind of like underpowered in that sense. I mean like to characters like Broly, that is, you can always do that, you know. But they can just vanish as well. But that's true for you as well. You can definitely vanish cancel and do things like that. So like you can just immediately cancel. Like you don't even have to finish the full animation as well. You can just cancel always, and you can always do that as well as I said. So yeah, I mean this is the like aspect that really like ups his neutral game. then in the air he can immediately go come down to the ground and like even escape the corner situations really well just by using the dive kick and then being full screen from your opponent in a flash. And like from full screen you also can close the distance pretty good, like just by doing this and like being in the air, being in the ground, therefore really upping his neutral game as well. So like easy corner mix and everything, like it's pretty good. And then you can also like close your distance horizontally just by doing just by using the lariats, especially the I especially recommend the light version of the lariat, the light version of the slicer. The light version keeps you grounded and everything, so it's much more easier. And like on block it's also like -5, so safe. But like the full screen variant is kind of a bit iffy at times, and sometimes it might whiff if they like keep moving away, so you'll also have to be careful of that. And then you can also like the faster EX transmission is also like pretty good for like stuff like that, let's say. So the faster EX transmission is also like really good for like to easily close distance now, and since it's now much more faster, it's like much more better and like stuff like that. So like you can always just do that, and this is like on your favor. So like this is like also now can be used in neutral as well, because like it's much more faster and has less recovery. And then you can also, like as I said before, like also use the slicers to close in the distance. And like since he shoots out multiple keyblades, you can even like counter them as well. And then there is the like Kamehameha that he has as well. So you can even use the Kamehameha, which is like a really good neutral tool like since the dawn of time of this game. And then there is also the like full screen command grab, which you can like use in neutral to catch them off guard if they are like standing, if they are like remaining on the ground or something, or like inviting you to approach on something and not reacting. So like yeah, his neutral game has always been really good, and it's been even buffed even more. So yeah, I'd say you've got a pretty good character in neutral, to be honest. Like he can definitely hang with the big leagues in terms of just neutral. Other aspects questionable, but like neutral, definitely one of the top tiers. Moving into assist, the first is the A assist. The A assist is the black Kamehameha. It's the same. It's a Kamehameha assist, like pretty standard. It's like starts up at like 34 frames, 30 frames of block stun, all the usual stuff, like up close, and then from far it's a bit more. It takes 10 frames more because beam assist, you know. And as also like with beam assist, you also get the huge amount of hit stun, like about 60 frames of hit stun. It's been from the start of the game. That's why beam assist were like always that preferred, like because of the hit stun and everything. It really is just a cream of the crop assist. Like with beam, you can really not go wrong there. Like it covers the entire portion of the ground for a while, and also will give you a sort of a bounce at the end. And so yeah, it's like a beam assist. Like as I've said, like with a beam assist you really cannot go wrong. Then with the B assist is the last hit of Black's auto combo. It's a pretty fast assist, starts up at 20 frames, has like 75 frames of hit stun, which is like much more than the beam. But as a normal assist, like it also has like 29 frames of block stun, like enough, like as a simple beam as well. And like travels pretty fast, 20 frames, and like it's got somewhere about like round start to like a bit. It reaches only like a bit further than round start. Wow, this assist does not have reach. So like yeah, the assist does not have reach, but like it's the perfect super dash plus assist thing. So that's the use case, I guess. And like for people that like play fast and like go fast, I guess it's for them. And like it also has a huge amount of hit stun as well. So yeah, I can see the appeal to it, like to the players that like play go ham and then go fast and go ham, I guess. But really, like there is no reach. Like this assist has no reach, no invincibility. Like you're not getting any mileage to this. But I guess I don't know. There's nothing more to talk about this assist, I guess. But and I guess it would be much more easier to convert, since like the assist actually has like a decent amount of like aerial hitbox as well. Yeah, I don't really know what more to talk about, to be honest. onto the C assist, everybody's favorite assist. The C assist is like a bit of a, I mean, mixed bag. I think in the sense that like the C assist is like a fully tracking assist. That means it will track both vertically and horizontally. So in that sense, it is a good assist. But just on the ground, it's like pretty slow in that sense as well. Like I don't know. It reaches 45 frames, have like 32 frames of Blockstrings, just a bit more than the beam assist. So in that sense, it's not that bad, I guess. But I guess the main appeal would be like it tracks both vertically as well and has like a really good hit stun. But like the thing is, there is like a shit ton of like what do you call that? Like there is a shit ton of like recovery as well. So yeah. But man, Gohan really benefits from C assist now. So yeah, Gohan benefits from it, I guess, but yeah, I mean, with the recovery, I don't really see the point. But yeah, C assist will give you easy combo conversion, and with black C assist is even better. Like since it's a tracking assist for new players, I can see it because they don't really have to think. They don't really think about like assist management. But for veterans, come on, really. But yeah, with that we are done with the assist section. Yeah, with that we are done with Goku Black's breakdown. So hopefully you guys learned something, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like, and if you want some of your friends to learn more about it and you think it's very informative, then please do share. That'll help me out a lot. And thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time. I'll see you in the next one, and enjoy this conversation. Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum.